start it off. Alright, so here we are in the semifinals of the PMS H2O Gold Platinum Weekly number 12. Our players Pryda versus Anich in this best of 3 competition, starting off at MLG's Anich Caverns. ZVP. Ashley, I'll let you go through your introductions and then I'll chat.
And it looks like Pryda, our red Protoss player, is going to be starting in the top right position here in MLG's version of Xel'Naga Caverns, while Anich, our green Zerg player, is going to be starting in the bottom left-hand corner. Again, this is the MLG version with that wonderful supply depot preventing that 2-building wall off by Protoss players.
Well, actually, the patch from Blizzard prevented the 2-building wall off, but the supply depot prevents the 3-building wall off.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Blizzard tried to make it right, but you know, sometimes they're a little bit iffy about making things right. They try so hard, but they don't always fix things.
Yeah,
they're still trying pretty hard to get name changes and clan support, so we'll let them keep trying. Unfortunately, but
looks like. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say extractor trick for the 11th drone and the Overlord following not too short after. Pylon going down on the top of the ramp for Pryda. I was going to say before we started that I actually recently decided to veto this map. Ooh, 10 pool there, 11 pool rather. They were saying 11 overpool is a pretty good build against Protoss. One of our fellow High Master level Protoss players says he has a lot of trouble against the 11 overpool 18 hatchery build from Zerg. So be interesting to see how Anich does against this. Well, rather how Pryda does against this. And how Anich does with it. But yeah, I've recently vetoed this map. I just found it's not very good for Zerg, especially against Terran. You know, once they get that middle secured, it's just almost impossible for the Zerg player to do anything. Look at this probe here from Pryda doing some sneaky business. Going to maybe throw down a forward pylon, proxy pylon here. Not sure.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting to see that he might opt to throw that on the low ground. That would certainly be different, but looks like we're going to be seeing that 15 hatch.
Oh, was it 15 it went down?
Anich.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it looks about right. Looks about right.
You know, it's funny you mentioned vetoing this map, and recently as a Zerg player I vetoed it as well. But it was during a State of the Game podcast I heard one player comment on the current Blizzard map pool. And I'm paraphrasing, but basically said, you know you have a good Blizzard map pool when Xel'Naga is finally a map you can veto.
Alright, so there are a lot of people who... Was this a pro player, or is this just a random call?
This was a pro player. I believe it was Liquid Tyler.
Yeah, probably. But Tyler is a Protoss player.
Correct.
So, alright. I guess nobody really likes this map. Maybe we should think about refining our map pool as well. I actually haven't checked the updated MLG map pool. We're still using the old one, so apologies to anybody who is out there yelling at us for our map pool, shaking their fists. But I promise for next week's set, we will change the map pool around.
And hold the phone. I think we're going to be seeing a 4 warp gate play. 2 gates just went down, and I did see chrono boosts on that cyber core.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do see the sentry out first. There are 2 gases early, so probably not going to be a 4. Probably looking at a 3-gate expand here. We do see the sentry coming out. 2 sentries, so it looks like it's going to be a 3-gate expand though, as that is a pretty strong build. Probably one of the safest expansion builds that a Protoss can do, especially on this map, because you can't really go for a 4-chest expand on this map. But there is a pylon down in the low ground for Pryda, so maybe we'll be seeing something, maybe some heavy pressure, or maybe a fake. No, that's still producing sentry, so it is going to be 3 gates, but probably going to try and warp in some sentry and zealots into the front, as sentry and zealot are really good against speedlings. Force fields and zealots can pretty much decimate a huge speedling army. So we'll see here. Looks like Nexus is going to go down. Units are moving out, moving forward, and it looks like the next warp-in will probably be over at this pylon. But he did lose that probe, right? Yeah, so he's going to have to wait.
Yeah, that forward probe.
He's going to have to wait for another probe to get down there, or for his units to get down there to be able to warp in the next wave. Still, just missing that scout. If you look at the vision on that Overlord, literally just missed seeing that pylon.
Oh, he didn't see it. Oh my goodness. An interesting choice. Hallucination being researched right about now.
Yeah, usually you see with the 3-gate expand, Protoss do tend to go for that hallucination so they can hallucinate that Void Ray. And, well, actually looks like this Zergling is going to scout this pylon right about now. Yeah, and he does see that pylon, so he's not going to be around for these funky shenanigans. But yeah, the hallucination, they like to be able to hallucinate a Phoenix to be able to get that scout, as it is the fastest air unit in the game. And it's quick, can scout around, and yeah.
Oh, and I think it looks like we're going to be seeing a little poke, maybe a little push out by our Protoss player.
Yeah, at the same time, our Zerglings are moving across to take out this pylon. He wants to snipe this pylon before the attack comes forth, because he does not want to allow any reinforcements to get through. Hopefully he can take this, but right now his army is split up, and he's actually going to leave that pylon there. Needs to defend as quick as possible. Only Zerglings right now. There is no Roach Warren or anything, so he's going to have to do his best with just Zerglings. Able to get a good surround.
Force fields.
Ooh, good force field, but able to surround and get 2 sentries, 3 sentries. Going to take out a 4th sentry with very minimal damage taken. Now only Zealots left on the field. No more sentries, so now with the right surround, actually these Zerglings are doing a really good job taking out these Zealots. Wow, really, really great defense from Anich, catching the perfect timing, perfect angle, and able to take out all those units with barely any losses. I mean, he lost 1 worker and, just a bunch of Zerglings.
Yeah, and if we look at the units lost tab, 1,700 in resources lost for the Protoss player. A lot of gas in those sentries.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of gas.
Yeah.
So now Anich should be pretty safe, going to take this expansion. Yeah, he's just going to econ up. I mean, right there you have 2 choices: either mass out a whole wave of Zerglings and go fight, go try and take a push on his base, or just expand your heart out and Anich decides to just take his expansion, breaking down these rocks, and going to go for +1/+1 melee and carapace.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be seeing some Ling Baneling Mutaplay. The +1 melee is being researched as that spire is going down at the back of the main. Just like the ability is going to be able to harass the edge of the main, come back, defend his 3rd.
Yep.
A lot of options available with the Mutaplay on this map.
Yeah, that's actually the strategy that I've changed. I've been opting for a Mutaling composition now against Protoss. I love being able to run mutas into the back of their mineral line and harass them so hard. So I've been doing pretty well. Like I said, I'm 5-0 with my last 5 Protoss matches since I've changed to my Mutaling style, and so far so good.
Yeah, it's good play, especially against a gateway army. People think Stalkers are the anti-air against mutas, but once you get that critical mass, mutas are actually pretty darn good against Stalkers.
Yeah, I mean, what mutas can take on Stalkers 1 versus 1, with equal upgrades, and once you get a certain amount of mutas, and since they do have that splash and Stalkers do ball up so well, the mutas just do really good damage.
Yeah.
So we do have +1 on the way, and Blink as well. So Photon Cannon's going down in the main. He has not scouted this mutas, but I guess, from seeing the huge amount of Zerglings, he just assumes that, there's going to be a Mutaling play coming. Has not scouted anything.
And he's going to know real soon if he doesn't yet, as Anich's running his mutas into the back of the main. He's focusing on the Photon Cannon, and these probes, finally he's going to see what's going on. He's going to start to run him away towards his natural.
12 workers killed so far, 13,
yeah.
14, 15, 17, as it does move the Zerglings into the natural at the same time. Oh man, so between these mutas and these Zerglings, there's just a whole bunch of workers killed. 26 workers killed total, bringing it down to 24 for the Protoss player. And now the Zerg player is in just a really, really great position. But
yeah,
he just
the great thing about mutas is after you do all the damage, you run away. You just fly away.
Yep, that's it. And I don't even know if he lost any mutas there. I didn't get a count on his mutas at that point, but
you know what, I didn't either, but I'm just going to say it doesn't matter, because now our Protoss player is only down to 26 probes, as our Zerg player has 61 drones.
Yep.
He's really hitting that critical, 70 that you hear so many of the pros talk about, that they love that number 70. And doing a little poke here at the front, but he's just going to run back.
Yeah, I mean, right now, he's just got to prepare, because most likely there's going to be a counter push coming from the Protoss, as he is really behind, and he's going to need to do a lot of damage right now to be able to come ahead. So right now, the Protoss player is going to try and econ up at the same time as try and push forwards would be the logical thing to do. So,
yeah, but unfortunately, I think Anich, our Zerg player, is well aware of that, as we see 7 spine crawlers going down at the front of the natural.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you do see the units moving out now. They have just finished their +1 attack, so pretty good timing there. But they're going to come here as soon as these spine crawlers finish, and they're just going to be in for a world of hurt.
And I think I like this. I think Anich's looking to possibly get a surround once they go for the front. He's just going to trap him in there. Yeah, he's gonna pull back. He's going to pull away from his base.
Yep.
And make the Protoss commit. And I think once he does,
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. Although these little bit of forces should. They're just going to get cleaned up.
Off guard. That's not bad, because Pryda needs every unit he can right now to be able to deal with this push. So, to be able to deal with this defense, actually. Forward pylon going down, like, right outside the base of the map. But Anich right now, I mean, look at the army supply is 84 to 54. So he's in a really good position. Actually able to get a blink up to the top. A couple of stalkers being blinked up. Muted. And Zergling's running after the main army, and there is a GG from Pryda.
He knows.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's nothing he